I think, damn technology. Now, Ecamm. All right. We should be live in all the places. YouTube just went. All right. Check and see if we're on Facebook. It says there was an error. So we're going to see. Oh, no, we're live. Okay. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Sharon O. Hey, Peggy from Cali and Susan Mokia. How are we all doing? So, I hate this technology stuff. However, oops, come back here. I'm trying to find you on Facebook. Are you still live? I think so. Yes. I'm watching it on both places. Okay, we're there. Oh, goodness sakes, man. This technology is a killer. So, stop. This thing just keeps going. Oh, out of my way. Out of my way. Now I can see the comment. What? Okay. Hey, we're live. Both the places. Yay, we're doing good. Hey, Nancy, Chantel, Carla, Jean. Okay. So how many of you have been watching our incubated chicken eggs? Those are from our chickens. Hey, Mr. Wilson, bring a chick. Bring a chick. See if he'll bring me one. So we had 40 eggs in our incubator and 26 of them hatched. That's a good hatch rate, actually, for backyard chickens. They are adorable. So they're in the office. And so while they were in the incubator, I would get up 3-4 times a night, make sure you have to have the temperature right, the humidity right, all the things. And are you bringing me a chick? He's coming. Did you bring a cute one? They're all so cute. Which one did you bring? Oh.
Move, baby.
Oh, I would have brought the little red ones. Or the little
baby, out.
Look at these little guys. Hope it doesn't jump out of my hands. See these little chicks? Aren't they just adorable little babies? These are out of our chickens, and it takes 21 days. Oh, this one's a little blacker. Our chickens lay blue eggs, green eggs, brown eggs, tan eggs, white eggs. We've got all the eggs, but I didn't get a mauve egg yet, so I need to get a breed that has mauve eggs. And, oh, I'm glad you enjoyed watching it. That is great. And they are so sweet. So Sunday, we drove to College Station. Our grandson's at Texas A&M. It's his first year. And this weekend was family weekend. And so we drove down to spend the day with him. And unfortunately, that was the day most of them, the chicks, were hatching. So my daughter across the pasture had to run back and forth umpteen thousand times during the day to check the humidity, and she'd say, another one hatched, another one hatched. Well, when they hatch, the humidity really goes up. So you've got these little caps here and there you got to take out so the humidity goes back down. I don't think she realized in those several days of hatching how much is really involved in it. Because we just have one of those little incubators that holds 41 eggs. It doesn't auto-regulate temperature and or humidity, so that's manually by us. So now those 26 eggs are chickens are in the office with the heat light, and of course I get up during the night and check and make sure if they're all nestled down by the heat light, then that tells me they're probably cold. But if they're in the middle or the far end, if they're in the far end, that tells me they're too hot. But if they're in the middle, that tells me if they get cold, they can go down more towards the light, or if they get hot, they can go more towards the other end. So that's perfect. So it takes a while and lack a lot of sleep, but I love them. And we have a mama chicken out in the chicken house who's sitting 8 eggs. So if she hatches hers, we're going to have 8 more. So anybody need chicks? Let me know. I could send you some. All right. Speaking of chicks and chickens, this is one of the projects I did, or this is the project I did with the March box. And I've seen several of you do this too with that classic black and white. Now I haven't put this has been misfired, but I have not put the clear glaze on yet. We'd been having lots of storms, so I couldn't run my cone. But this is what I did. And see how I've got, whoops, there we go. The wide rim. So what I did was took my template, put my form on top, okay, and then cut around. This is not actually the form for this. This is actually the template for the smaller one. Let me get that smaller one. Oh, something's on it. Let's see. Let me move that. Put this here. This is actually more the correct sizing. And this template with this form gave us this look with the wide rim by pressing it into foam. And that's gorgeous, right? That is absolutely gorgeous. However, there's more ways to do this. So these forms of ours, we call them dual drapes. We came out with these, gosh, 5 years ago. We came out with the rounded bottoms and the dual drapes. Dual drapes mean, one, you can have it upside down, press it into foam. So you would pretend this is your clay. Put it on the clay, press it into foam, and it'll pop up and do something like this. Or our traditional way, where you have the template down, you put the form on top, put your clay over the whole thing, rib it, and then cut around your template and flip it over, and you have a plate, a dish, whatever. Okay, so pressing it and or draping it. It's dual purpose. That's why we call it a dual drape. Now, another thing we came out with, gosh, probably 4 or 5 years ago as well, was that minimalist look with the straight sides. You can get that with this as well. So really, we should have called it triple your pleasure because you can do all 3 things. So today, we won't be using a template, but we're going to be using the form and go a totally different way. Yes, aren't those chicks just so adorable? I love them. So I'm going to take these, and we are still going to press them into foam, but we won't have cut around the template. And so first off, let me see where we are. Did I miss saying hi? I miss saying hi to Misty, Peggy, Deanne. Is it Jenica or Henica? Or I may have butchered that. Please tell me how I say your name. And Carla. Okay, so first off, let me show you how we're going to get started tonight. And when you see, this was the first one that we did. Wait till you see the set that we do tonight with the same materials. And then I have an announcement. So stick around for that announcement. So let's start this. Well, come along on the ride. while I experiment. This is Frost porcelain, and I've got this pretty thin, maybe just a little over 1/8 of an inch. So I'm being really careful because I don't want to bend, twist, warp, and all of that kind of stuff. But I am going to hope it doesn't crack. I am experimenting. So I have my foam. It's 4 inches thick. You don't need it that thick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little slab of porcelain. Let me get this in here. Oops, so you can see it. Bring you this way. There we go. Just like that. And now, this is my largest form that was in the March box. And in the March box, we used a template and went around it and pressed and then got these nice curvy organic rims. Today, I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to take this same form. I'm going to take this same foam. This time I'm actually using a thinner slab, so I'm hoping it doesn't crack all over. If it does, hey, I'm experimenting with this porcelain, so no judging. But what I'm going to do is use this form because it is a dual drape form. And we came out with our dual drapes, 5 years ago. Dual meaning you can put the clay over the top with a rim, or you can turn them upside down and press them so they're a press mold or a drape mold, hence the name dual drape. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on here. Notice it's just kind of odd shape, big, whatever. I can actually, trim this down where it's only going to come up a little bit. And, I could do that if I wanted. Trim some of this off. Might make it easier. And I'm not going very deep because I'm not wanting to cut my foam. Okay, that looks a little better. All right, now I'm going to press and roll. This is kind of tough for me. Actually, hold on. If I take this off my table, it'll be much easier. And then if I don't trip over it, this way I can get above it. Oh, that's better. Okay. So now, I'll bring you this way. There we go. Now I'm going to press down all the way, all around it. Make sure I'm getting it all into the cracks, the crevices, the whole thing. Just like that. And then I'm going to take it and put it on something. Actually, I'm just going to put it on this because it's here, not for any other reason. And I'm going to flip this over. And I have this. Got dog hair. And I'm just going to set it on here just so I have some length or some height, right? And then I just want to make sure that this is pressed in there really good. Just like that. This one's going to be a dual drape. Now, because this is porcelain, I am going to just lightly go around this outer edge just to avoid any kind of cracking. If it wasn't porcelain, I probably wouldn't do it. So, and now, I moved all my ribs. I'm going to take my little bitty red rib, and I'm just going to come around and smooth it, but really what I'm doing is compressing this top corner. That's all I'm going to do for that. That just smoothed the little bitty cracks that you can't see, but that I can see. I'm going to take a yellow rib and just go right across the top of this because I want it nice and flat and smooth. And for what I'm going to do with this, I'm not even going to put a foot on it. And I'm going to leave this to sit here and set up. So we will be back. Wait, before I go. Oh, I started to say wait before I go, but I don't remember what I said, so we went. So let's see. What else do we got over here? Misty, yeah, you've got a lot of chicks too. Looking so beautiful. Oh, Misty, thank you. I actually put makeup on. You know, we work in clay, so, you know, sometimes we just grunge around the house, right? Because we're working in clay all day. Sometimes I forget to do my hair and do my makeup, so thank you. I should probably pay more attention and do that more often. So, you see how I just pressed it down and left all of that excess. I could have cut around this template and still pressed it down and let the excess come. Either way would have been just as easy. But the thing is, I want that excess to hang down because we are then going to cut it off. So let's cut off the excess. You're going to see how easy it is right now. Okay, I'm back. I have my wire. I may use it, but I also may use a knife. This is the, I think this is the Dolan. I may use a knife, but I'm going to take my template. You see I got knives everywhere, right? I'm going to take my template. I'm going to put my hand under here and flip this over because I had actually, let's set this right here. Because I had actually put this on a block just so I could see it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire tool. Actually, I think I'm going to use my knife. I'm going to come in with my knife. Which way do I want to do this? I'm going to come in with my knife. This is a little stiff. I guess I'll use my wire tool. Come down and just drive this around, and I'm pressing in the clay as I go around so it's all even. Just like that. See how even that is? Now, I want it to suck in just a little more. So I'm going to just flip it back over like this. And just lightly press this in. It's organic, so it really wouldn't have mattered. I just wanted it that way. And I am going to take my sponge lightly around this bottom just to somewhat compress this in. All right, and then I'm just going to leave it, and we'll come back and check on it in just a little bit. Okay, see how easy that was? It's going to give us a whole different look. Now, you'll see that I do decorate it with things that were in that box, but you could decorate it with anything. So, let's see. I cut it off. Let me see. I think my videos are out of order. Let me check. Here we go. Well, let's flip this over. I'm just going to use the template, one of the templates out of the box. And I do have it sitting on the block, so I'm going to flip the whole thing like that. Take my block out. And that is pretty ready to pop out of there. See that? So I'm going to take my plucker doodad, grab one of my plucker doodads, stick it in the hole, screw in the little handle, and then I'm just going to lightly, oh, that came right out. Now, when you take the plucker doodad out, unscrew the handle, then take the rubber. If you try to yank it out, the whole point is this rubber expands when you screw it in. So if you try to yank it out with the handle in, you're just going to strip it. So there's that. And there is our little organic minimalist dish. Love this shape. It's gorgeous. And then what you would do, I would let this set up a little more, but I support it with my hand and come around and wipe my edges. But I don't want to do too much because I want these edges to stay upright like that. We'll fix the edges when they're done. But in the meantime, you can put a chicken in there. You can put anything you want in there. Where's my, oh, maybe I better pick it up with my finger. I didn't want to really lay that in there. There we go. Okay, so we could put a chicken from the box, or we could put a little tiny chicken and do something around it. I also have, this isn't from the box, but I have these feathers that I could put in and have coming off the edge. There's all kinds of things you can do with this, but for now, I'm going to leave it sit here. That's where I stuck my feather on it. I'm going to leave it sit here and set up for now. And we'll do the other three and see what a total set would look like for you. Okay. So, what do you think of that? We have a lot of people on tonight in Facebook and YouTube, but particularly a lot of people in Facebook that we haven't seen in quite a while. And let me tell you, I am so excited to have you guys back in the group watching the live. I love having all of you here. It's exciting. I don't know how many of you follow Paula. She was at the glass show and in Vegas and is on her way to Ohio. And of course lives here in Texas, which is next door to Oklahoma. Did you follow that? Anyway, poor thing. She started here, went all the way there, and I noticed like an hour ago she said hello to Oklahoma, which means she's almost right back where she started, and now she's got to continue on. Oh my gosh. She's amazing. I could not do it. She asked me if I would ride with her and go, and I'm like, well, one, my business is too busy, but two, there was still too much chance of a snow storm and her pulling a trailer. I don't do the snow, as you all know, so I'm like, oh, I can't. I should have, because I don't think they hit snow, but no, I'm speaking of chickens. That's me. I don't do snow. She laughs at me. Anyhow, so much for that. Will the edge support compression? Yes, it will, but you gotta hold your hand next to it. If I didn't show that in that video because I wasn't watching, I will in the next one. You also want to let it set, get closer to a leather hard before you start manipulating the rim, or you're gonna warp it or get it all cattywampus. In this case, it's a very organic form. So if you kind of get it wiggle woggly, you're not going to see it like you would if it was a round form. So that's one advantage to the organic. We'll hold that thought for now. But yes, and I didn't press real hard. So yes, it will support the compression. If you keep your hand to kind of help hold that and you're not pressing way too hard. Very good question. Good question. Let me see if there's any other questions in Facebook. Wow, we have lots of people. Yeah, the storms haven't helped out. Mr. Wilson was down almost a month sick in January. But we have a game plan to get this rip-roaring and going, and we're really excited about this game plan. So we hope to have this up and running before too much longer. All right, let's go to, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3. Let's go to now decorating it. And if I didn't watch the last video because I was answering texts on the screen. So if this video already played, somebody shoot me a message and I'll jump to the next one. I just joined. Seems like I missed a bit, but hope there's more coming. Oh, there's a lot more coming. You are good. Here we go. All right. Let's do something with this. Now, we could put our big chicken in here. It's going to take up almost the whole space, but that would work. We could put our tiny chicken in here. Or we could put the middle-sized chicken in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Put that in there. And roll this in with my pony roller very carefully. We could also bisque fire this and then do these stencils if we wanted to. I'm just going to show you one though, just to show you. But you could bisque fire this and do all kinds of things with it. Make sure you have something solid underneath this when you're rolling so it does not warp. No warpage. Okay, we did classic black and white last time. So we're gonna do red this time, and I'm just using the bottom of the candy apple red that I have left. In fact, I don't have much left. Now this is probably not enough. I probably don't have enough. Let me grab a color. Hold on. Okay, a lot of people like red in their kitchen. So I'm going to use some Stroke and Coat this time. And this is SC87 Ruby Slippers. Let's squirt that in there. Catch that. All right. So where is my, there it is. I need some new fan brushes. Mine are toast, but it'll work. I'm going to put this Ruby Slippers, I'm going to thin it just a hair, just a little water on my brush. Now, you could do the chicken and do the whole outside, and then you're going to have a white ring around the chicken. And that might be really cute. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Just plain and simple. I'm going to cover the whole thing just to show you what and why we added, well, we made the chickens in perfect circles. I should have put this up on my banding wheel, and I want this up here for also a very specific reason. I am still burning wood from when we brought the building in. It's going much slower than we had hoped because Mr. Wilson had gotten sick. And then we did a sale and all the things. Then I missed a week being off with my son's surgery. All the things. All the things that are business killers. Or time killers, I should say. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. And then I'll come back and do another thin coat just to make sure I don't have brush strokes in here. We will return. Okay, let me scoot this down. I don't know why this one isn't working. We'll go this direction. You know, you would think people know I'm live and not be sending me messages when I'm trying to be live. How rude. It's not a customer. Okay, so Cindy, yes, you got on a little late, but that's okay. So I'm using the forms that were in your March box. But instead of using it with a template, I just pressed it down on the foam and then cut the excess straight across for that minimalist look. Remember when we came out with these minimalist forms 4 or 5 years ago? So I'm using it the same way. It could be a drape, it could be a push, it's a dual. So I'm using, everything I'm using tonight is in your box. Just using it in a different way. So let me show you in each of the 3 forms, I decorated a different way, but yet still made them cohesive. So they will be a set, like the original set I showed you. But it's going to be a totally different look. It looked thicker. No, these are a normal 3/4 inch. Is that 3/4 inch? It should be 3/4 inch. I don't remember if we used 3/4 or half. Okay, so let me go back to reveal the chicken dish. And then I'm going to show you how I decorated the other 2 color or the other 2 sizes with what colors. And then I'm going to show you the whole set together. And I'll show you the original black and white set with this colored set, 1 set with rims, 1 set minimalist looking. And you're going to see what a difference, how versatile this project box is. So here we go. Well, it's time to reveal. Again, this was a simple 1 color. And I'm just going to go in and find a little spot to lift this up. And then I'll have to fix where I poked it. Look at that. Now, I have a tiny little spot that ran right here that I can... Whoops, I slid. I'll have to fix that now. but I can go in and fix that. Or I can make a mess, which I just did. Let's go right here. I'm just going to come in and clean that up. Only takes a quick second. Normally what I would have done is left it until, see this little bit? Just like that. And I would leave it until it was completely dry. But just to show you it can be done, I can take these off. Let me go fix what I blubbered right there. Okay. And then when it's dry, I would come back with a teensy bits of sandpaper on that. And then where I slipped with my rubber tip tool, I'll just come in with a little bit of color on my brush and fix that right up. The rest of this I'm going to fix when it's dry, because it'll be so much simpler. Okay, so that in itself is kind of cool. Now where I slipped with my rubber tip tool and added that glaze just now, if I wasn't filming, I would have waited to let that dry and then added. I wouldn't have done it quite so soon. And I wouldn't have tried to clean it up so soon. But that shows you can, right? I did go over the top edge. You saw that. You're going to see that I changed that because when I start decorating the next dish and then the next dish, I kind of came up with a better idea. So I went back to that same form you just saw, that same dish you just saw, and I made some changes to it. And I'll explain what those are once you see these. Hey, Jessica. Oh, thank you. I see Rhonda, Kathy, Nancy, Barbara. I see lots of Bobby Lou. I see lots of people that we haven't, hey, Chris, that we haven't seen in a while. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see you all back. Okay. I'm going to go on to the video of the green dish, but I do want to tell you, you've seen our new Kiki casseroles. Kiki is my daughter, and I kind of designed these for her. And you've seen some posts on them and everything, and I have the, I always want to call it a double broiler, and that's not what it is. Love the baby chicks, so stinking cute they are. But I have 2 or 3 of these casseroles ready to go into the bisque fire. I am really taking my time to get these bisque dried really good and then bisque fired. And once they come out, I will glaze them and then I'll put together a whole video on them. Oh, well, thank you, Elaine, because I actually just did my hair today and I haven't been. When you see it just up on my head, you just know that I was lazy. Okay, let's go on to the next size dish, and you're going to see kind of more the theme of the direction I'm going with this. Okay, I was not going to film this because I was just going to do this with green everywhere. And then I thought, well, how about I just give different options? So I just did the rooster in green, and I was just taking my little ball tool, and I don't know if you can see where the stencil is in a perfect circle. So I was just going to take my ball tool and go right around so that I will have a perfect circle. Every single dot may not be the exact same size, but I will be in a circle. a perfect circle. Now, you may not do all kinds of different designs like this on a 3-piece set. You might make them more uniform, like do the green like I did the red. But I just decided I might as well give you other options while we're at it. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'm going around this outer circle. And in order to get the dots pretty uniform, I need to dip each time. This will definitely show me if I put the stencil in the middle or not. So if you're going to go this route, you want to make sure you pretty much put your stencil right smack in the middle, which I'm sure I did not because I just threw it down there. And I'm just doing different colors just to show you, again, different ideas. About halfway around. This one definitely takes more time than just slapping it on like I did with the red one. But we'll see. I don't know if this green is going underneath the stencil. I believe it is. We'll have to do some cleanup. I should have stayed out away from the edge. So I'm going to try to hurry because I do have some going underneath the edge of the stencil. And I want to minimize that as much as possible because who likes to do that much cleanup, right? There's that. Let me get the stencil off real quick so that I can minimize the bleed. Oh, wasn't bad at all. Look at that. How cute is that? All right, so now you can do more dots randomly, or maybe you just want to do this top edge. Ah, got hair on it. Maybe you just want to do this top edge. Paula has a really good way of doing it. If you take your little foam brush and you use the house, set that there. You use the house edge and just ride it around. Okay, now what I do is I just lay this on here and kind of come around this way. You do whichever method works the best for you. Add something on it. There. And so going that way, then I can do a little cleanup on the outside when it dries, but that's another look. All right, now let me go to another color. Okay, there's green. So we have red and green, and we have two totally different looks, but they're still gonna come together, right? Because they're chickens. I guess it's chicken month for us. So let me get to the last color, and then I'll put them together for you. I'm stalling because they're not quite dry, and I'm afraid if I stick them together, they're gonna stick. So I'm stalling a little bit. So let's decorate the last color and the last look. Okay, another simple little glaze. I'm using Blue Yonder Stroke and Coat 11, and I went ahead and put the stencil in and covered this with the Blue Yonder because you've seen me do that. And then just to kind of, this one's really small, so I thought what I do here is just put dots on the edge to tie it in to the other ones. Just like this. Notice I have to kind of dip it every time to kind of get these dots about the same. Just like this. Is that pretty? And this will kind of tie it in. Woo, that was a big dot. I'll take some of that off. Okay, woo, about halfway around. This just gives you other ideas and a total different look. This could have been faster to not do dots but use my brush, but that's okay. We've got a dot theme going on. Woo. Okay, that one's way too big. I'm gonna just use my thumb, wipe that off, and do it again. You're not married to any of it, remember. There. How's that? Rinse this off. Now, we could really get fun with it and just do teeny tiny dots in here. But I think that might be too much. So I think what I'm going to do is wipe that out. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it just like this. Now, let me pull this one out. This will be fun, not hitting my dots. Ah! Oh, it's splattered. Okay, so I can go in and wipe out the splatters. Or wait till it dries, sand them out. Or I could splatter the heck out of it and make it look like it's exactly what I was trying to do. In my case, I'm going to wipe out the splatters because there wasn't much. and I don't want splatters. There. And I see a splatter, woo, right here. I think I'm going to use my needle tool on this one. There. So here's the blue one. Look at how gorgeous that is. And then when these glazes dry, wait till we put these together. We'll be back. Let me turn this around. I'm upside down. Hold on. Where's my... When I try to change the picture for you, there you go. So this is what it looks like together. There you go. Now, remember, these glazes have now dried, so they're light, but they'll be brilliant and bright once it's fired. So on this one, remember I had colored it. And so what I did was I took my rib that I cut and I went right around that edge. And what that did was took that glaze right off of there. And then I wiped it down with a sponge and then I dotted it because I needed, once I changed to dots with these, I wanted this to have dots. And it was the only place I could figure to put dots. So this is the minimalist look. The straight sides, nice and organic, no rim. And this is if you use the template and press with the rim. Look at the difference in size. So you get a small little set, you get a large set. Both of them are very organic. Yeah, this black and white we did the first week, the box for the reveal. This is just to show you a completely different look. I'm going to take this out so that you can see each one of these. Okay, same box, same everything, just made it look totally different. Now, you could do this whole set all with the reds, just in the different sizes, or all green. Somebody asked what green this was. I believe it was Green Thumb SC26. It's Stroke and Coat. If not, I do say what it was in the video, I believe. But two completely different looks. And even this way, you could use these textures and make a set like this with these textures. You would simply put your texture on your clay, let the glaze dry, and then when you press down, don't move it side to side. Just have it in one spot and don't change it. I'm afraid if I go to me, Facebook's camera may mess up. Let's see. Let's see if this will work now. There you go. Did it stay right on Facebook? Oh, it did. I'll be darned. Ha! Getting this Facebook thing back, I guess. All right. So just another way of using the box. Now, when I came out with this shape, this organic, I have had So many people contact me and say, I love, love, love the organic shape. So we have had a whole set of organic shapes that we've not brought out. So keep your eyes open, because I have in all singles. We push a lot of the deeps because you can't get those anywhere else. But we do have our full line of singles, all the shapes, in the dual drapes or in the minimalist look. But we will be, watch for us, because we will be pulling out our organic line this week. And we will be running a sale on the organic line, or maybe all, but just the singles, not the deeps. Mr. Wilson is busy getting all the deeps done from the other sale, and those take lots and lots of time. So we're going to just run a sale on the singles, but we're going to bring out our organic line. Wait till you see that. If you like, well, this right here, this kind of look was kind of like my quirky set, which started this whole thing. I keep touching myself. Which started this whole thing of templates, forms, whatever. And that was organic. And then we went away from organic. We're coming back. Oh my gosh. Wait till you see these organic forms that are coming. But that's what I have for you tonight. I wanted to just do another project out of that box and show you just such a whole difference. This is the small using the template and pressing. This is the small without the template, making it I'm trying to get out of the light. Maybe that way. See the difference in the size by using a template and not using a template? But the whole thing is very, very different. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Let me find my window that has comments. Organic is my thing, says Cindy. Woo! Well, wait till you see what we're coming out with. We have organic coming out. You're going to love it. Now, when you say organic is my thing, do you like organic as in to do like a place setting, or just an individual dish plate here or there? I don't know if a lot of you remember Melissa Bell. She was very active in our group for the longest time. And then she made a decision to go back to work. Well, she's a teacher. And since she's gone back to work, I don't think she's done much in the clay world, which is sad. She was very talented. But I'm sure when she gets ready to retire, she'll be back. But she took my quirky set, which looked a lot like this, and made dishes and place settings all the time and loved that. So my question is, with the organic look, would you make dishes, or would you just make a single dish here and there? And Janika says, my thoughts are whole lot of experimenting to do. Yes, yes, whole lot. Deanne says both. Organic is my thing. Oh, I already said that. Catherine says, I tend to sell individual pieces most. Peggy says, love these shapes and templates and stencils. Chandra says, really interested in seeing the new organic style. You will be seeing them this week. Now, they will be in our normal sizes, and they'll be where you can purchase them, the 4-piece set and or the 3 larger ones individually. Or you can purchase any size separately, because I know people like that. Just individual for me with only a few sets. They sell very, very well. Awesome. Okay, that's all I have. Again, thank you guys for coming. I loved seeing so many familiar faces tonight that we hadn't seen in a while. Again, probably my fault because we hadn't been on Facebook in a while, and we are now back. Oh, I told you we had something exciting. That was it. The organic shapes is exciting. That's coming. The baby chicks will be in the house for probably 3 weeks. Right now it's exciting. In about 3 weeks, we'll be ready for them to go out because that'll be too many chicks for where they're at, and it'll start to get a little overpowering, let's say. Mr. Wilson and I are going to another class. This one will be a clay class in the first part of May, I believe, where we'll get a bunch more ideas for you guys. And so far, this is Laguna Frost Cone 5, which, gosh, I'm afraid to even say this. Everybody says it's just a bear to work with. And I had been going through some of my Coleman porcelain, and I'm going to tell you, that Coleman porcelain cracked on me like crazy. So far, I have made 2 casseroles, a Dutch oven. Hi, guys. A Dutch oven and a round casserole. And I did both of those out of the Laguna Frost Cone 5. Neither one of those have cracked yet, and they're almost bone dry. And of these 3 that I made tonight, this set, so far, they have not cracked either. I am going to go get them put under plastic and leave them there and hope that they don't crack. But so far, I am loving this Laguna Frost. I've been looking for a porcelain that is very, very translucent. Now, that's why I went kind of thin on this. I wanted to see if I could get any translucency, but I think I have to go even thinner. So stay tuned for what I'm going to be doing with porcelain when I get translucency. Anything else before I go? Nope, that's about it. We will be seeing you guys quite a bit this week with lots of things that I'm filming to show you. See you guys next week.